It's watch along time once again here on SCW. It's Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns from WrestleMania 39. It is the last episode of the 40 Years of WrestleMania watch-along series. That's right, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns here. And, of course, we got our timer stamp here set for 43 minutes and, of course, 6 seconds. But we're going to just knock it forward slightly just to keep up with the timer here. We've got 33. I'm going to hit it on so we can start it from 33 now. There we go. Now the match has started there. And obviously we've done Cody's entrance already just to save everybody a little bit of time, but we've got Roman's entrance coming to the ring now. Of course, the epic, all those pianos. Wow. The WrestleMania 39 stage, by the way, has to be up there, one of the best ever of all time.
Yeah, I mean, do you know how much I miss the simpler ones like Backlash, where they used to have like all the scaffolding coming down, and like I love it when they pull the purse strings out for where WrestleMania and they do stuff like this. And yeah, to have 6 pianists playing Roman Reigns in, which arguably this is possibly one of the greatest wrestling themes in wrestling today as well. Because I don't know many wrestling themes now that fit someone so perfectly like this one, Roman Reigns.
Absolutely. I feel exactly the same with you with that one. And obviously, we will be answering the question, looking at this 1 year on, was this the right result in hindsight? Looking at where we are now, 12 months on. So that's something we got to think about throughout the next sort of probably 45 minutes or so. And also, we will be discussing how we think it may go at WrestleMania 40, because of course this is this year's WrestleMania main event as well. So it's fascinating, it's interesting. NXSteve, are you looking forward to reliving Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, the one that everyone thought Cody would finish the story last year, but of course has had to wait at least another 12 months to attempt to do so?
I'm glad that I haven't watched this since Mania last year, and the fact that we're watching it mere days away from the second iteration of this match, I think is a saving grace in itself, because I can remember watching this and being so frustrated with the result, because it, like I've said many times before on this channel, like the amount of times that we think Roman's going to lose this title. And last year, again, it was just one of the things, it was all in the right place and it was all teed up right there for Cody to win. And it just doesn't happen. And it just, yeah, it sucked at the time. And like I said, I'm glad that I've waited a year to watch this match back.
I feel kind of the same in a way, because I remember at the time being convinced that this was the right placement, this was the right story. And when you look back over it, obviously Roman, in the last 12 months hasn't been around as often. He's not been there so much. So we can understand that perhaps maybe, some people
it's the frustration of the champ that's not there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things. It's people want to see their champion on a weekly basis, and Roman is not that guy. You see him coming out to the ring now with the 2 championships at this point as well. Solo and Paul Heyman there with him. It just looks epic just watching this entrance unfold for us here. But like at the same time, the adversity Cody has gone through, obviously in the last 12 months as well. He's obviously tackled the likes of Brock Lesnar, obviously the likes of Judgment Day as well, Shinsuke Nakamura, and now he's managed to have issues with not just Roman, but with The Rock as well, the final boss, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Obviously, we got the tag match on night 1 of WrestleMania 40, which I think is where this really heated up here and where we're really excited for WrestleMania this year. We did our predictions for those that are wondering yesterday on the channel, so you can check that on full live stream. Or if you want to know just about Cody and Roman, you might want to stick around with us here live, because we're going to be talking about it here live as well. And obviously, we look at it now, we know we've got it night 2 again. A part of me just feels like now, a year later, there's extra buzz and extra excitement over this WrestleMania weekend. The Rock's used the phrase "wrestling's cool again." I don't know if that's necessarily the way you have to phrase it, if it's cool again, but it's certainly more over than it's been in a long time. And Roman has been carrying the mantle. It's still a big time deal every time he appears on the show. Cody has felt like the top guy in the last 12 months. Now it's all about simply just finishing the story, just simply winning the championships that would solidify that position. So in a way, I'm starting to feel like last year might have been the
Yeah.
right result, but I can tell you at the time, categorically, I thought it was the wrong thing to do.
It's taken a year to get to the point where I'm like, last year was the right result. Like
Yeah.
the fact that we've had this fantastic build since, well, all year really. The fact that we've had it mostly since the Rumble, since Cody won it. But yeah, like this Mania wouldn't have been as big. Like I'm trying to sit there thinking now, what would the main event of this year been if Cody had won last year? Because I'm thinking maybe it would probably be Cody Rhodes defending the title this year. Against who? That's the thing. Like, if CM Punk was fit and Punk had won the Rumble, would it be Punk versus Cody in the main event? Do you know what I mean? It's one of the things where I think, like I said, it's the fact that it's taken a year and we've got, like I said, it's been such a fantastic build, and like I'm stupidly excited for Cody to win. And do you know what I mean? I really shouldn't put all my eggs in one basket because it always happens. I've just done it so many times, especially with like Drew at Clash at the Castle in Cardiff, and when I was in attendance and I was ready for Roman to lose it, and it's like, yeah, it just got to the point where I'm like, I should really stop putting all my eggs in one basket. But here we are, another WrestleMania, Roman defending, and there's me saying that he's going to lose this title. So I'm ready. I'm prepared to eat my words come 5 o'clock Monday morning when Night 2 finishes.
I'm certainly ready to eat the words as well for that one. But just to say, you said what could have alternatively been the plans? Maybe Cody versus Orton. Maybe we could have actually got Roman versus Rock without the title. There would have been no problems to begin with. I saw Cody's interview on Errol Hawani, and he did say the fans made a difference. He didn't want to give away the backstage politics of it all.
Yeah.
But it felt in a roundabout way that the fans have made an impact on how this has been. He reckons it's better than what it originally was intended to be.
Definitely,
so
yeah.
It's
even for that kickoff show thing that they did where Rock comes out and shows a nice family tree and all this kind of that, and Cody just comes out and goes, "This right here is bull." that alone had me gassed. I was so excited for it, man.
It was indeed, yeah. Just say the word that he was going to say was bullshit. But any excuse to use it. Just shout out, by the way, to Temple, who plays in the house, says best duo. Even hope you're doing well, Temple. Thank you for checking out the stream. Hope you're keeping well. And like to know your thoughts of all things WrestleMania 39 of this main event. Was it the right decision? Feel free to get involved. And anyone else that is watching this one, you can watch along the match. We've got the timestamp just below me. You can see there 2 hours, 50 minutes, and 29 seconds is where we are this second, as we are having the ring announcements being made. Samantha Irvin making the calls here. Obviously really excited to actually see this match one more time now, obviously. And the thing is, as well, my theories changed when you look back at WrestleMania as well, because at this point it was like Cody has to win and he has to win it clean. Roman loses the championship, it has to be a clean one-on-one thing. It feels now like we're going to see the shenanigans in this match, and obviously at the time it was fun that we saw in the match, and I think we could get more shenanigans at this year's WrestleMania 40. And it just, for me at this point, I'm almost, I've let my barrier down. I don't mind now how Roman loses. I just think it's time for him to lose, and I think Cody is the right guy.
Yeah, I'm still a bit antsy about how they're going to do it. Like, as much as I'd love Cody to win it off of his own back and his own effort and his own wrestling ability, and do you know what I mean? I really would rather Cody wins it off of it, like himself, rather than, I don't know, maybe The Rock turns on Roman, which is what a lot of people are thinking may happen this year. And it's like, I don't want it to be because someone else has, like, do you know what I mean? This is essentially how Roman's defended this championship for 3 years, is help it off of someone else's back. And it's like, I want Cody to do it off of his own back and symbolize the fact that it was him that did it. It was him that went to WrestleMania. It was him that won this championship.
Do you reckon that asterisk would mean that we'd have to have a third match between Roman and Cody? And if so, when do you think that would be the right time for it?
I would say 2 years. Because I really wouldn't want this main event in 3 years in a row. I think that's overkill. Now, like I said this in the prediction show. I think when they did Rock Cena 2 years in a row, and the second year round, it was like no one was as hyped for it, because it was, do you know what I mean? This once in a lifetime thing that happens again. I mean, I could do a trilogy match, but I would want it in 2 years' time. I think, well, Rock versus Roman is the bigger match. And then, like, depending on when The Rock goes into the Hall of Fame, whether it's next year, year after, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff to think about, but for me, 42. Yeah, 42 is the one I'd say.
Yeah. Looks like the Roman is getting the microphone at this particular moment, just to say we still not kicked off the action here, just so people are wondering.
Are we in nearly two? We've been doing this for nearly what 10 minutes, and we're still on Roman's entrance.
We're still just hyping up the start of the match and giving our feelings of everything. Shout out to Eric Douglas who's joined us, by the way. We'll answer your question in a couple of seconds. Roman is just asking everyone to acknowledge him, just very quickly.
You have to acknowledge him. He's the tribal chief.
There's Solo getting ready to sing the national anthem.
I'm going to be really upset if he doesn't do it now. Although I think that sentence alone is enough for a turn with Solo. The fact that he mocked it, The Rock mocked him and said he can sing the national anthem, and he looked pissed when he said it. And I was like, there's your storyline there for Solo turning on The Rock.
Absolutely. Well, the bell has rung. We're getting ready. We're here.
We're finally there.
We're finally happening. Finally happening. Good news, though. These two are staring it down just to start off with. So we're going to build some suspense at the start of this one.
Oh, dear. What should we talk about?
Well, what
do you want to talk about?
Yeah, it's a great segue there. We get Eric's question in. Do you think WWE should have a mid-card title for the women?
Absolutely. They should bring back something. They should have something like a women's European, or maybe just a new title. A women's Intercontinental Championship, but do something new. Like, NXT had the North American Championship as their mid-card title. I would like to see something new for them. Like I said on prediction show yesterday, that there's too many women and not enough championship for them.
I'm kind of still reluctant because I think if you do one, you've got to do two. I think that's my problem, to have like one on Raw, one on SmackDown. I think that's my issue with it. And when you have those women's tag team titles that are still around at the minute, I feel that, if you're not involved in the top title, usually the tag team division is where you go. So, but in a way, it would be nice for the women to have something where it can propel them to the next level. You have your NXT championship win NXT, then you go to win the women's IC title, and then that puts you to the pedestal to be the next one in line for the top championship. So I can see the argument for it. We haven't seen the lockup between Roman and Cody, but now we see Roman now just taking his time here, as he usually does. Then we go another lockup between these two. Feels WrestleMania. You said not the old school feel with these matches. This is a very old school. It's something you see like WrestleMania 5, where they just sort of stand there, lock up, headlock. It's got that sort of classic aura and that feel there with that beauty. I can't get over that stage in the background. That and WrestleMania 33 are probably my two favorite stages of all time. Of course, WrestleMania 33 was the one in Florida with like the theme park. I thought that was amazing. But this one here with this sort of Hollywood feel on the stage, that's just so beautiful.
Yeah, and like I said, it's always props to him. Like, what was the one what was Batista Triple H from a couple of years ago? And it was just a big Titantron, and I was just like, what? How lazy can you get when it comes to designing a stage?
35, that would have been there. Cody getting the first real proper shot in there. Roman now getting to the outside, realizing timeout, go to the wise man.
Have a breath.
Exactly.
Rethink the strategy. See, now the interesting thing with Roman is I'm waiting for the face turn with Roman. Like, I presume he's going to go into like John Cena territory, like at some point in the near future, where he comes back every so often and he starts getting treated like a face, and I think that's going to be amazing.
So we discussed the idea of, no secret, I think, to many podcasters discussing it, but like next year's WrestleMania will be Roman versus The Rock. And obviously many would assume, like you said, the idea of The Rock was to turn on Roman, for example. But I'm really enjoying the final boss version of The Rock, of course, and he's sort of the hero version we've got right now. Do you think that version of The Rock should go against a more vulnerable Roman Reigns that actually could gather sympathy, that the head of the table isn't the head anymore, and perhaps people start to gather sympathy? Could that work, or does it actually work better, the fact that you'd have, say, The Rock then that would just turn, be a good guy again, I did what I needed to do, and Roman's the bad guy?
it's a hard one because obviously if there's going to be no title on the line, and the fact that it's probably going to be Rock's last match, I would imagine.
Would have thought.
And Roman obviously isn't planning on being around much. So I'm thinking that they almost try and book it like Hogan Rock, where it's just these two. Like, don't get me wrong, I love this iteration of The Rock as well. Like this final boss, I think he's a great character, great dynamic, and the fact that he says it is just such an arrogant thing to do is awesome. But yeah, I think they really need to book it more along the lines of Hogan and Rock, just for the fact that it's these two massive stars of two generations that are somewhat related through bloodline. It needs to be treated like that. Like, I'd like to see the standoff that Rock and Hogan got between these two.
Absolutely. I like the idea of that. I think they could work really, really well here. Obviously, Cody is working on Roman's arm in the ring right now, just to give a bit of the action for those that are watching along with us. Just a shout out as well to Joe and House. Joe, hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. You can see the timestamp below me if you want to be checking out the watch along with us here for Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns from WrestleMania 39. Of course, he's got his WrestleMania predictions available on his channel. Simply just type in Joe. You can find them. But here we go. Roman has caught Cody and landed a powerbomb. There we go. First big move of the match here. Going for the first fall as well. Cody kicking out a 1.
Great counter. Like, he's going for that springboard knee to the face, and the fact that Roman catches it as well, that's great.
Lovely.
It's something you don't expect from Cody Rhodes to like from the pair of them, really, for obviously their size. They're both 6 foot plus guys, both 200 and something plus men. For the fact that Roman catches him in power bombs, and it's just great.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, like you say, Cody going for that beautiful disaster kick there, and being counted was so well executed. And Roman now on top now, with Cody being in the ropes at this point. Got to say, I just going to give a shout out to Joe once again, because Joe, it's your birthday tomorrow, so I want to say happy birthday in advance to Joe. Joe, we have a fantastic day, and what a time to have a birthday as well on the cusp of WrestleMania weekend as well. Of course, WrestleMania SmackDown. Will you be watching tomorrow, Joe? How are you celebrating? I hope you have a fantastic day, whatever you get up to. But I want to just talk a little bit about Cody Rhodes, because I listened to his interview with El Hawani earlier on today, in fact, and he was saying like how he did a lot of media all week, and the way he was kind of exhausted going in. It felt mentally going into WrestleMania with everything going on. His media stuff was done with Hawani. It was his last thing earlier in the week, so it's a different approach this year. And I like the fact that kayfabe's still alive, if you will. He's got his strategic way of doing it, changing the diet stuff. He wouldn't give anything away, wouldn't break the character. Love that about Cody. I thought that was awesome. But it's gonna be interesting to see. Obviously, he feels like a lot more focused, a lot more switched on, and most importantly, against Ariel Hawani, he won the darts match as well. So that's obviously a key factor of everything. Cody is definitely going to finish the story, and obviously we see now Roman is being thrown over the top rope to the floor. Good thing it's not a Rumble match.
Cody taking a note out of Shawn Michaels' page book there from 25.
Absolutely.
Great boot reversal, slams Cody down the apron. The hardest part of the ring always.
Fantastic. Well, Joe will be watching WrestleMania SmackDown tomorrow. We'll be actually watching with Tom as well in his watch party. Fantastic. Hope you enjoy, Joe. Have a great day, my friend. We see Roman now. Look at this. Throwing Cody into the aisleway here.
It's still mad. Like, Cardiff was a spectacle in itself when I went for Clash. Like many people know that I've said many times before, but you see like 60,000 people, and like you sit there and look at when they do these wide shots, and you just see them like them God seats, and you're just like, my God. And you probably still paid a fortune for them as well.
Absolutely, the nosebleeds there. I mean, how many tiers there are? There's got to be the size of Wembley, if not bigger. I'd say. Looking at the size there with SoFi, I don't know the full capacity of it, but certainly
that's a quick look.
That's a Google search, folks. But Roman's got full control here at the moment of Cody on the outside. And thank you to those that are joining us. You can see the timestamp of where we are during this match at WrestleMania 39 Night 2 at present here. And Roman looking like he's going to try and slam Cody to the floor again. It's counted this time. Cody is, look at that, landing one of his own here. Roman being a lot of pain as well.
Night 2 was 67,553, 250 people more than night 1.
Interesting. So it's not as big as Wembley, but it certainly looks like the size there when you're there. Look at that.
Just having a quick look at Clash's info as well, just for the sake of looking at it. Clash was 62,000, so near enough the same capacity, really.
There you go. Cody breaking the count. Smart attack there from Cody. You obviously don't want to count out in the main event of a WrestleMania.
I'm pretty sure Vincent probably would have thought of that. How can I keep this title on Roman? I know we'll do a count out. The count out victory.
Absolutely. Well, Joe would like John Cena to return for WrestleMania. Obviously, must be a favorite for Joe there. And we did discuss the idea of potentially an Avengers style help for Cody in night 2 of WrestleMania 40. Is that something you could potentially see happening if it's bloodline rules? Obviously, Roman will have his Calvary. Obviously, have Jimmy. He'll have obviously Solo. He'll have the final boss of The Rock. Could you see if, say, Seth is taken out early at night 2, unable to help Cody? Jey Uso perhaps is taken out via Jimmy Uso earlier in the WrestleMania weekend as well. That maybe he might rely on a John Cena, someone that actually has issues with Solo Sikoa, maybe Austin, who's the greatest rival of The Rock of all time. You could argue, they were on those coaches. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And to be fair, it would really feel like Endgame having 3 of the top baby faces of all time here trying to take down and tackle the bloodline.
All I'm going to say is, if you get the reference, I'm going to say it on your left. But yeah, like I said, it's there's so many ideas like people are throwing out for this weekend, and it's like you just hope that they surprise you and do something that no one said, but 2, that it's almost as exciting as some of the ideas that some people have actually said.
Absolutely, yeah. There's some great theories that have gone around for WrestleMania. We discussed a number of them on our predictions. We do highly recommend, if you get the opportunity, to check those out. Not had the chance to do the chapters feature yet, but they will be available for you tomorrow. So you'll have an opportunity to skip ahead to the matches you want to know about. But Solo's getting quite heavily involved in this match. He's used to still cheer on Cody when the ref wasn't looking to tend to Roman. It's just pulled Cody's leg as well there, leading him to go into a clothesline, and the 2 count there kicked out there. Roman obviously on top at the moment in this encounter. How are you finding the match so far?
It's a methodical pace. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're waiting for that moment and that move where the level starts to rise and the excitement starts to get going. But the thing is with this match as well is there already is anticipation from the word go, because everyone is expecting Cody to win, and it's like we're just waiting for that moment when that referee counts that pinfall and Cody wins. Spoiler alert, if in case you hadn't seen this match already, do you know what I mean? It doesn't unfortunately work out that way, but do you know what I mean? It's a nice methodical pace. Some great use of the whole arena, really. Do you know what I mean? Using the ramp, using the outside, they've already gone to the tables. Solo being Solo, it's kind of, do you know what I mean? It's building. It's a nice steady build at the minute.
It certainly is.
And just on another note as well, every match we've basically watched in this watch along series as well, WWE have been kind enough to put up on the YouTube channel recently. So, say people having to spend $9.99 on the network. Do you know what I mean? If you go on their YouTube channel, I think they've put up what have they? They've put up Razor versus Shawn. They think they've put up Taker versus Michaels. I'm trying to think what else we've watched. Brett versus Austin, I think, it's gone up there as well. I think they even put up Brett versus Owen. Do you know what I mean? So they put up quite a lot of the matches from the watch along series we've done.
So if you have not seen any of these from this series, and you have not got the network or Peacock or wherever you are watching from, then YouTube could be your station. You wouldn't have to worry about the time. You just have to press play the same time we do. That's pretty much all you need to do. So yeah, fascinating. We do recommend you go and check out some great matches from the series, including from this same WrestleMania, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. The tables have been taken apart. Cody's just gone face first into it. Roman again going onto the inside. Is he looking just to break a referee count?
It's so, do you know what? It gets to the point where that's kind of frustrating in a way, that the fact that someone has to get in the ring, roll in and roll out again. But then this year, which we're all pretty much presuming it's going to be bloodline rules, someone won't have to do that every 10 seconds.
No, maybe that actually adds some value to the match. We'll have to wait and see how it will go. Roman, of course, acknowledging himself here while standing on the table. Looks like he's going to try and powerbomb Cody here from one table to another. We know this too well, don't we? Look, Cody's countered it. He's got up to a pile driver position, the second attempt, but yeah.
Oh, do you know what I mean? I was hoping he'd there was a slight worry there that he wasn't going to get the distance and hit his head on the table that Cody was standing on, but he made it.
He made it all right in the end.
Do you know what it is as well? The story with Cody alone is itself so special. The fact that, do you know what I mean? He's a second generation superstar, and everything he's been through in his career to get to this point where Sunday he could walk out with the title that has eluded his family, like do you know what I mean? For generations, for decades. It's such a it's like a movie. Do you know what I mean? Like you could literally make like they've obviously just released the Iron Fist film recently. You could do the same with Cody, if I'm honest, because do you know what I mean? It's all there. Do you know what I mean? The leaving, the starting doing a sellout indie show with 10,000 people, starting a brand new company, coming back to, do you know what I mean? Somewhere that he left because he wasn't getting his spot, and now he goes on to main event WrestleMania 2 years in a row.
Someone's getting an Oscar in about 25 years from now.
Cody Cutter.
Oh, and a kick out from Roman. Just love the way the wise man looks on as well. Just the sheer sort of strategic and panic looked in his face as these matches go on.
It's almost like he never has confidence in Roman every time he watches him wrestle. Like he's always worried about Roman losing that title. See, now the good thing with this match as well is if we're looking at Cody's facial expressions here, is you sit there and think the mentality about it in a kayfabe kind of way. Like he used to sit there and think, what did I go through with Seth? I went through Hell in a Cell with a torn bicep. What did I have to do to beat Seth in that match? And he's like, you think I have to up myself because this guy is the top guy.
Absolutely.
Great Darford wrote there.
Superb. Yeah, Roman hits the floor there. Went into the barricade first, of course, before hitting the floor.
I'm hoping like I said, I'm so excited for this year.
Me too, to be honest. This is the most excited I've been for a main event for WrestleMania for a long time. Cody being whipped by his own belt by Solo.
Oh no, Solo, you messed up. Oh, this referee, he makes me die. He looks sad. He looks like he's gonna cry. You out of here. It's the biggest pop of the night is the ref reaction.
Throwing the table as well was brilliant.
He's throwing his toys out the pram.
To their feet as well.
Nah. Hey, goodbye.
Getting the replay there, of course, and of course that belt. Cody's felt that quite a lot recently. Of course, the one with Mama Rhodes on it from the Rock's beating on Raw. Whenever I did a live stream around that sort of time period, so I mean, like when you looked at that Raw, what was your thoughts there with how that segment played out? Obviously, the Rock being, his violent best if you want. Cody bleeding as well. We don't see a lot of blood in WWE anymore either, and obviously the rain added an effect to it also. What were your thoughts of it?
Super kick. It's pure attitude error. Like it seems to be. And a crossroads.
1, 2, and kick out.
Obviously, we all know the result. But yeah, like it. Like I don't want to get my hopes up, but it almost seems like we're getting a new version of the Attitude Era. Like the Rock dropping F-bombs, it might just be. That's probably the most we're going to see F-bombs when it comes to this stuff. But the fact that obviously pay-per-views are all they're pay-per-view, or sorry, premium live events, you have to pay to watch these, leads to me to think that like maybe we can get segments more like that again with F-bombs and stuff on pay-per-views. But it was so old school. It was so nice to see again. Just like it just instantly gave me flashbacks to Rock and Austin fighting on the bridge with the title in the pouring rain when he throws the title over the bridge. Do you know what I mean? And it's nostalgic for someone of my age and yourself, because we've obviously watched all that stuff before. But like, I think for obviously a lot of the younger fans, it's kind of like, oh, I didn't know WWE could put this stuff on the TV. I didn't know they could do that.
And interesting as well, because obviously with a lot of the bleeping and that and the censoring of the naughty words as they use, I've not actually gone back to see some of the ratings yet of these shows, if they're still classed as PG or if they're actually gone up to TV 14. But it's going to be interesting to see when these episodes are probably going to be on Peacock and the network in the next couple of weeks or so to see what they're actually rated.
It's weird because, like, obviously over here, it's another great reverse. Oh, we're going to get Tombstone here. We got Taker Michaels all over again. Cody up on Roman's shoulder, reversed.
And Uranagi of
Oh,
a variation of
rock bomb.
1, 2, kick out from Cody there.
Yeah, so for a lot of the American audience that don't know, over here in the UK, we have this thing called the 9 p.m. watershed, where after 9 p.m. there is a relaxation on content on films and TVs that require, like, things of a sexual nature or drug references, swear words. So after 9 p.m. over here, that's not a problem. You can put that stuff on TV and it's fine. But over there, it seems to just be like show by show. Like someone has to watch it and then grade it, whether it's an 18, a 13, a universe. Do you know what I mean? It's really weird how they do this stuff over there.
Absolutely. But with all the sponsorships that WWE has,
True.
do you think that it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be an issue? Something they're going to want to change, or? And with it's a different story. Like you said, Triple H has actually come out and said we are living through another Attitude Era, the start of another one. Cody has pronounced this the Renaissance Era, which I think is a really fun name for an era.
That's really
as well.
nice. I like that.
So it's interesting to see how it plays out.
I mean, the only thing that you can wait and see is if they change sponsors. Really, I mean. Snickers have been sponsors for the longest of time, haven't they? And do you know what I mean? The what do they call them? We go Roman sent it up, Superman punch, reverse. Pedigree. Boom. Go for the pinfall.
One, 2.
That's the good thing we know about this match is like everyone is literally just generally waiting for that 1, 2, 3.
Absolutely.
And every single time Cody does a move, super kick, a cutter, a crossroads, a pedigree, that crowd is just waiting for that win. I forgot my train of thought what I was talking about now.
Sponsorships.
That was it. Sponsorships. Yeah, like I said, I'm sure like they've just signed, what is it, a $10 billion deal with Netflix. I'm pretty sure that someone out there will be willing to sponsor them if they're going to use foul language and stuff. There is adult themed products they can sponsor them, alcoholic beverages, beer. Do you know what I mean? It's silly little things like that will do it. But like I said, it's a case of time will tell with that one, I think.
I think so as well. It's not necessarily like you mentioned there, obviously some chocolate snacks, some alcohol beverages. Look at that, fantastic. The beautiful disaster kick, counting Superman punch, 1, 2, and kick out from Cody there. Superb, and a great crowd reaction as well. And Roman giving that first, like, what have I got to do? Look at the reaction in the corner. Amazing. Just to go back onto we said about the styles there of potential sponsors. For me, it's things like Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's those sort of charity sort of things. I think young schools and stuff. All the grades and helping kids to read and stuff. All that stuff that's going on this week around WrestleMania week. It's a great platform and profile for WWE, but how is it going to be reacted if there's all that sort of swearing and stuff going on? So it's interesting. It's a balance. Perhaps maybe it's a thing of maybe the early hours of Raw, it's a bit more PG, and the later hours this is when you should put the kids to bed.
Raw Underground.
Could be. Maybe. The third hour of Raw, what was it with the X's and what they did around 2019?
Went all black.
Yeah,
everything was dark.
Yeah.
I actually like the presentation.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad presentation.
Oh, what a counter.
Lovely.
He literally leapfrogged him. That was awesome.
There, 2 count. Love the way the pace sort of just goes into a high level. Figure 4. Look at that. One of the thumbnails, I think, for W's YouTube video is that figure 4 on Roman there.
Roman is crazy. His hand, he doesn't know what to do with his hands. That's the funniest part. He's like that.
Checking the shoulders there.
I know the biggest load of waffle was about to happen. Is he going to reverse the pressure on the figure 4 leg lock?
Could be. It could be. Looks like Roman's trying to turn it. Cody is trying to fight it. Roman's clawing into the ring mat as well there. The face is an absolute picture, but they are going over. It's reversed. Cody gets to the ropes.
Biggest little waffle, the reversing of the pressure. It still makes me laugh to this day.
Mm.
Oh dear. Do you know what I mean? I can't imagine the first time someone said that on TV, and that was it. From that moment on, kayfabe wise, just flipping them over is the it's a reversal. It just makes me die.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So these are the benefits as well to having a closed roof arena. Like this was the problem I had when we went to All In, that the structure and the way they had the ring set up with the light rig above it, you cut off the corners and it was really a distraction. But this is just great. Like, do you know what I mean? There's no pillars. Everyone's got a really good view. You're going to see all the action.
Yeah, it's true. Very true. So was it? I mean, I was in the nosebleeds for All In. Still was a fantastic view, like you say, but yeah, some of the sound was hard to get around everywhere.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's do you know what I mean? It's just what you expect with them open top arenas.
Absolutely.
Great hung on top rope. Cody's going. Reverse. Rebound. Spear.
Boom.
Wait for this pop.
2.
There you go.
Yeah. Amazing.
This is the thing, like I said, we've said it so many times that the reason Roman needs to lose clean, just to almost put doubt in his ability, for the fact that most every time he's near enough retain this title, it's been some sort of interference. I think if he loses it clean, I think it adds more momentum going forward, especially if they're going to plan on doing Rock Roman. Like I think I saw a clip of it earlier. It was Bully Ray saying that they should have the two of them sitting at either end of a table, and that should be the kind of, is Roman sitting at the head of the table or is Rock sitting at the end of the head of the table? Do you know what I mean?
I like it. That would be cool for a video package.
Don't do it in the ring. Do it on do it on the stage of the Titantron. Just have a big, long 12-foot table, and one of them sits either end of it.
Roman lands some shots in there.
Essence of Lesnar here with the forearms to the face.
Absolutely.
This is another thing I like about Roman, is his smack talk in the ring has got incredibly better since he became a heel.
And
the way he just talks to the crowd.
Well. He just insults them as well. But I think he really elevated that through the pandemic. That was where it helped, because obviously you didn't have a crowd to bounce off, so you had to sort of, talk smack to everyone at home. Like it was a case of cutting a promo in the middle of a match, and I think that he's carried that through, and he's just added extra layers and levels, like you said, not just to the character, but as him as a performer. As the guillotine is now applied, one of his favored submission holds, and Cody's going to sleep pretty darn quickly, or he's trying to fight it, but he's gone down to his knees.
I like the way that this is used very sparingly to win matches as well. Like the fact that he's only probably won about a handful of matches using this chokehold, because it's always been used at the correct time as well.
A lot of them actually through the pandemic as well, funnily enough, is when he did do that. So interesting stuff indeed.
Kevin Owens won match, didn't he use this against Kevin Owens?
I'm trying to remember.
That was the one we got handcuffed and they couldn't unhandcuff him, and it was kind of like, oh.
Yes, that would be the Rumble last year.
Yeah.
Potentially.
No, I'm talking about the pandemic one where Kevin handcuffs Roman to the light rig, because it was a last man standing match, wasn't it? And then Heyman couldn't get the key to unlock the handcuffs, and the ref has to awkwardly stop counting because he knows that's not what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. We're meant to have a new champion. Ignore this bit.
Yeah.
Live
referee got distracted. Shiny lights, so sparkly. It is a corner of his eyes got his attention. Here we go. And I think this is the first time someone actually breaks the counter, or like breaks that hold as well, and reverses it.
Cody now landing in some rights of his own here, some forearms as well.
Oh no, Cody! What
That's a very bad ref bump.
That is a bad ref bump. Big clothesline though.
Boom. Double clothesline.
Cody a kip up guy? I can never remember.
I don't think so. Something tells me we could be getting some interference here.
Solo's had to do a lap of the arena to come out the other side.
And we get a replay now of the very bad ref bump. They've had to change the camera angle to make it look a bit more believable. Superman punch leading into a double clothesline when Cody comes off the ropes. So here we are.
It's always funny when they do the replays, but like as soon as it gets to the point of impact, it's sped up to normal time, so you can't see the ball connection.
I love that the crowd are just looking around and like, is someone coming out? What's going to happen? Cody at this point looks to be getting up first. Cody is up first, looking around as well.
He constantly looks to the sky as well, which is like a little story beat, the fact that he's almost looking to his dad for guidance, you know what I mean, to help him get through this match.
Absolutely.
He's going to go for it again.
Look at this.
Oh, super kick.
Lovely. The Usos, of course, Jey Uso is still part of the bloodline at this point as well.
Oh, yeah. Wait for it. Wait for it. Where's them guys? Oh, the 1D.
1D. Beautiful. And, of course, these two were part of the Night 1 main event at WrestleMania 39. Their opponents will be with us in a couple of seconds' time.
Here we go.
Here they come. It is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Here we go.
Big clothesline by Sami, taking one Uso. Kevin throwing the other one out.
Jimmy's gone flying out as well. And look at that.
Stunner! Here we go.
Sami's lining up that haluva kick as well.
This was so poetic, this moment.
Yeah.
Especially after obviously what had gone on at was it Chamber before as well into Toronto. Bye bye, Us.
Brawl now. And maybe this is the sort of thing we see if there's this shenanigans in Bloodline rules. Maybe it's a case that the Bloodline decide to get involved and it's then at this sort of point and like they break away now. Because it could be a case that the Bloodline are attacking Cody, but really the numbers are evened up and not so much needs to be done to Roman. It leaves it all to Cody to still do it on his own maybe. But Cody's got
Paul Heyman. Oh, Paul Heyman in the background is brilliant there. He buries his head in his hands, expecting Cody to win, and just when he doesn't get that 3, his face just pops up. It's great.
It's just acceptance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that. Praying as well.
Watch. Well, he's going to show it. Look at Paul Heyman in the background in that replay. Look. Oh no, he's lost. It's great.
Roman does kick out.
It's amazing the tiny little details that are not even in the match itself. Like I said, that Paul Heyman bit is great, and it just adds to it even more.
Absolutely. Well, what has either man got to do to finish this one off? I think that's the big question here. We're definitely in that final third now. Right there from Cody. And a right from Roman as well. Backwards and forwards these two are going. Of course, for some of the background of this one as well, like, you know, we look back to this match as well. A lot of discussion was done with Dusty as well during the build to this first one. And like, you know, Roman said that it was like a son to him. If you look back in the old times, Cody won the Rumble that year as well, just like he's done this year. And, you know, Roman did ask the question, what would happen if you lose? Of course, that was a big sort of beat that was going. So I was convinced that Cody was winning. Look at this here. That was on forwards.
This year is kind of like he can't lose.
Mm.
Oh,
Superman punch blocked off there with some Dusty style lefts there.
Bionic elbow.
That's it.
Boom.
Perfect.
The drop, the throat shot, the old gold dust spot.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And here we go. Crossroads. Holding on. He holds on.
Menage a Crossroads.
Boom.
Heyman's up.
Looks like he's going to get the job done.
Roman is just limp.
Yep. Not like the biscuit. Solo there. It's in the spike. It's hit the spike. Roman's run across the ropes.
Double
Here comes
rebound spear.
And here is that unfortunate moment.
Look at the crowd. The guys are crying in the background, prime front row. Just drops, man.
Yeah. The mood, the atmosphere, head in hands with quite a lot of people. Most people are now copying Paul Heyman. There was a few celebrating though.
It's great heel heat, man.
It truly is.
Good, I just remember watching it and I was like, I can't believe they've done that, man.
Unbelievable. And obviously, at that point, both me and you said that was the wrong decision at that moment.
At the time, yeah.
Do you stick by that now? And now we've actually watched the match over.
A year later, it's not the wrong decision because we've had some great stuff happen in the last 12 months. And I said this before the predictions video, like this WrestleMania 40, I'm excited to see what's going to happen because there's so much to look forward to in the next year. And it's not very often that I say that about WrestleMania. Like for me, WrestleMania kind of is the be all and end all to their calendar year. Then once it's done, we get the Raw after Mania where we get a couple of surprise debuts, returns, whatever. And then it's just build to the next year. But there's so much fallout from this Mania to happen that it kind of is interesting to see what they're going to do with the next year. And then with this one, like I said, last year, my mentality was, oh, that's it now. Roman's just going to be champion until next year. Let's just see what they do. And like I said, a year later, it kind of like we've had a great year of wrestling. We've had great storylines. We've had great matches. And I can kind of respect it. Looking back now, yes, it is the right decision to make because we're in this spot now where we have these two killer main events that have so much on the line that are going to play out into the next calendar year. So, yeah, I retract my previous statement from 12 months ago.
I do as well. Like you say, where we are now to where we were then. Then you had to, and that's the thing, you always have to let things play out. But I would argue for the first few months after this played out, I still didn't feel that it was the right result. And it felt like the right thing to do was to grant Cody this moment at WrestleMania 40. And for me, I suppose it remains the right result as long as Cody does get the job done this year as well. Because if Cody doesn't do it here, when does Cody finish the story, or does he finish the story? Like he said in the Hawaii interview, he becomes a joke if he doesn't finish it now.
Yeah, and I think the good thing about last year as well was like on the Raw after Mania, they literally throw him straight into a storyline with Brock, and they kind of like just wash it all under the carpet, and we'll go again next year. And I can respect that. With like Cody's had some great storylines over the last 12 months. He's gone on to be a back-to-back Rumble winner, which is only the second time ever that's happened. Do you know what I mean? They've been able to do a lot more things. Like this year has been a very record-breaking year. Like we've had Gunther become the longest reigning IC champion with one consecutive reign. Cody's gone on to be only the second ever Rumble winner, and there's been loads of other things that have also immaculated. But like I said, like you said a minute ago, this doesn't pay off unless Cody wins on Sunday. That's the thing.
Cody's facial was there. Roman with the fireworks.
The thing as well, I think that annoyed me as well with this result was obviously before the match started, he gives Brody his strap because Luke Harper's son's in the audience, isn't he? In front row, he gives him his strap, and it's kind of like it's almost like a fitting moment where he's got Brody's son in the attendance, and it was kind of like. But this year, like I said, I imagine they'll do something even bigger, even better, and it'll just go on to be something phenomenal. But yeah, we wait and see. Unfortunately, what we're on Thursday when we're at the time of recording, so there's still 3 days to go, and there's a lot more wrestling to watch between now and then. We've got SmackDown, the Hall of Fame, Stand and Deliver, night 1, and then night 2.
Should we just not bother sleeping? That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. It's a hell of a lineup, but really looking forward to it. And like you say there, it's when you look back in hindsight, obviously the Hooper family are expected to be there as well. Obviously Cody's family as well. Mama Rhodes will be in the attendance as well. I'm looking forward to that moment where she is going to slap The Rock. Yeah, The Rock's going to hand that belt to her, full of blood, expecting her tears, and she's going to slap him around the face, and The Rock is going to sell it like he took a Stone Cold Stunner from Austin in the Attitude Era. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait for that moment. Yeah, that it's going to be an awesome time, and obviously we expect that Rock will pin Cody, and it will lead to Bloodline Rules at night 2. Cody will then how is he going to overcome? How is he going to finish the story? It's that adversity, that final chapter, end game, as we say. And obviously, then we have predicted that Cody Rhodes will get the job done. Interference will take its part in Bloodline Rules, and of course, it will be a bit shenanigan-y. But we hope the last 5 to 7 minutes of the match will be just Cody and Roman, and we hope that Cody gets the job done. Well, speaking of getting the job done, we have got the job done. The 40 years of WrestleMania watch-along series is now complete. All in playlist format, so you can go and watch any episodes that you have not seen from this series. You can go back and check them out now. We'll throw a couple of episodes that we recommend you should go out your way to check out. We reckon you should go and check out Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley from this exact same show, WrestleMania 39. Also, arguably one of the best matches that we've enjoyed the series, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, the submission match from WrestleMania 13, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25, and of course the ladder match as well from WrestleMania 10. So make sure to go check out those and everything else in the series. Big thanks to NXSteve who's been joining us for this as well. It's been a fun time watching all these classic WrestleMania matches. And hey, quick yes or no, Cody Rhodes finished the story. We know the answer. Give it to us one time.
Yes.
We've got a movement, ladies and gentlemen. The yes movement of 2024. Yes to me as well. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, share a friend, and subscribe as well. Thank you all for watching. And this has been the 40 years of WrestleMania Watch Along series.